want to do a thought experiment today. Okay, so let's just assume for a second you have $20 and I have $20. That's all the money that's in circulation in the economy. But now I'm the government, and out of nowhere, I print $200 more. Okay, so ask yourself now, what happened to that original $20 that you had in your pocket? It's now worth less, a lot less. Almost every day when I'm talking to my constituents and my neighbors right here in Calgary-Bow, the question of inflation keeps coming up again and again. I want to talk about why this is happening and what's being done about it. So I know that this was a really simple explanation, but it helps to highlight a point of what's happening across our country today. The federal government has been injecting billions and billions of dollars into our economy, causing this cost of living crisis. And you can see it everywhere and every single day. When you go to the grocery store to pick up a loaf of bread or a jug of milk or fill up at the gas station, every day you are seeing the increased prices. It's clear we have a cost of living crisis, not just across Canada or even in Alberta, but right here in our community, right here in Calgary-Bow. So long before the pandemic even started, the federal government was spending way beyond its means. A $30 billion deficit here, a $40 billion deficit there. It didn't make all that big difference to them, but it made a big difference to our economy and the amount of money in our economy. Now, some people were raising the alarm and saying that we shouldn't be spending this much money, that the federal government should have a little bit more restraint. And those alarm bells were ringing, but nobody was listening. And then the pandemic happened, and any level of restraint that existed went totally out the window. Now, a lot of that spending was necessary. We had to support each other, our families, our communities, and our businesses to get through this difficult time. But because they had already been spending so much for such a long time, the problem got even worse. Okay, so we already had all of that uncontrolled spending before the pandemic, and then all of the COVID-related spending on top of it made things much worse. And the Bank of Canada was forced to react and respond, and they had to print more money to keep up with all of this spending need. And today, you're paying the price. So many families right here in Calgary-Bow and across the entire province are having to deal with these increased prices. Remember that $20 that I had? Yeah, it's now worth less. And the $20 that you have in your pocket is also worth less. And so today, 63% of Albertans say they can't keep up with the increased cost of living. But let's move away from the stats for a moment, because this is affecting families, it's affecting seniors. They're having to make difficult choices about food to buy, paying their rent, and just trying to keep up as prices just continue to get more and more expensive. The decisions of the federal government impact all of us across Canada, across our province, and especially right here in Calgary-Bow. And to make matters even worse, the federal government introduced a carbon tax that is going to make everything more expensive. Now, Alberta's government and I, of course, as your representative in Alberta's legislature, are very concerned about these increases, and we're exploring ways to make life more affordable. One of the things that we did is that we asked the federal government to hold off on their carbon tax increases to not make matters worse. But no surprise, they told us no, and I think it's quite clear they don't want to give you a break. And secondly, we're also introducing affordability payments. These direct payments are going to seniors and families with children under 18 to help them deal with these increased prices. And the third thing that we're doing is removing the fuel tax. The fuel tax is 13 cents a liter, and by eliminating this, we're able to offer some of the most competitive gas prices in the entire country. And there's so much more. Food banks across the province are getting additional funding from the government. In addition, we've introduced a price ceiling on natural gas prices to prevent those prices from increasing too high. And Alberta's government has also introduced additional affordability measures for post-secondary students. Now, why am I telling you all of this? Well, for two main reasons. First and foremost, because I want to make sure that you and your family are able to benefit from all of these payments and supports that are available. But secondly, the other main reason that I want to tell you this is to recognize that Alberta's in a really enviable position. You know, we've had some difficulties and we've had to go through some challenging times, but we're emerging really strong, and this is going to benefit all of us right here in Calgary-Bow and across the entire province, and I'm really thankful that our province is in such an enviable position. Our province is a place where people really come together to help each other, to help our neighbors. It's a place that rewards hard work. It's a place that rewards entrepreneurialism, where we can all get ahead. And when we're dealing with difficult times, we need to all pull together to get through that. And that's exactly what's happening today. And that's why I wanted to share all of this information with you, to let you know I hear about this every single day, whether I'm out knocking on doors or answering emails. Affordability is top of mind for so many people. I hope this information can help you. And that's why I come into work every day, to be able to help my neighbors and everybody else in our community get through this difficult time. Of course, reach out to me at any time if you have any questions. And as always, thanks for watching.